Many people believe that thousands of years ago, even before recorded history, aliens, including the Anunnaki race with modern technology surpassing the current human race, visited our Earth for the purpose of mining gold. Many archaeologists from all over the world view Iraq today as the cradle of civilization. Between 3500 and 1900, the Tigris and Euphrates rivers were the land where the Sumerian people flourished. The Sumerians were the first to build real cities. They organized a system of grid lines in the city, just like the systems we see in modern cities around the world today. They built drainage networks and knew how to make use of quarried stones that are often paved on the sidewalks of streets. They also had knowledge of agriculture. But the most important thing has to do with the fact that this was the first civilization to discover a cuneiform writing system on clay tablets. This is also one of the most developed civilizations in ancient times. According to ancient alien researchers, it was the Anunnaki who passed this knowledge on to them. History tells us a lot of interesting things and stories about the Sumerians. However, today, many archaeologists and historians have not yet completed a detailed overview of the people living in the land of the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. In the 19th century, archaeologists investigating the ruins of the Nineveh civilization, the city on the east bank of the Tigris River, the capital of the Neo-Assyrian Empire, discovered 22,000 written clay tablets. After translation, these texts show a striking similarity between the Hebrew Bible and Christianity. They found the stories of the flood and the story of Adam and Eve. This suggests that these stories appeared in some respects before the civilization of the ancient Sumerians, and these texts are said to refer directly to the Anunnaki. Ancient Sumerians worshipped Anunnaki gods. In the Sumerian religion, it is forbidden to see directly the true form of the Anunnaki gods. So the Sumerians describe their gods as a human-like animal instead of the actual form of the gods. After a long time, the Sumerian ethnic groups disappeared and were replaced by the Akkadians, then the Babylonians. Gradually, the old religion was converted into monotheistic religions, such as Zoroastrianism and Christianity. What are the Anunnaki's appearance? In fact, people do not know clearly and are very vague, although according to Middle Eastern mythology, the Anunnaki may resemble humans in their original form. Their height is larger. The Anunnaki are a shape-shifting species that can transform into many different shapes in size. There are some people who think that Anunnaki is a race with superintelligence. This superintelligence, if compared to the human intellect, would be like the comparison of the human intellect with the chimpanzee. The Sumerian language appears to be the language of the Anunnaki species. Many believe that it was the first language to be represented in writing, and as such the language of Anunnaki is a pre-Sumerian language. If this is true, the language closest to the Anunnaki would have to be Hungarian. In pre-modern history, many linguists have found many similarities between Hungarian and Sumerian languages. The Hungarians were thought to be a group of Sumerians in exile. Many legends from Hungarian culture are related to Anunnaki legends. The Menisi and the Conti peoples, as well as the Hungarians, were placed in the Ugaric language family. Some people believe that Menisi is of Sumerian descent. However, the preliminary relationship found with Hebrew hints at other connections of the Sumerian language with the Semitic languages, the first language used to write the Bible. Akkadian is a Semitic language that was used frequently by the Sumerians during the time the Akkadians entered Iraq. Today, when we read and search for information about the Sumerian civilization and the Anunnaki people, or people living in this area, we can find controversial material by author Zecharia Sitchin. In 1976, Sitchin published his personal translations, describing an alien race called Anunnaki, who came to Earth in search of gold. Sitchin theorized that, in the past, extraterrestrials had visited Earth because their planet needed gold to survive. The gold in their space layer was exhausted. So they came to Earth to source this material and bring it back to their planet to store. But why is gold so important? On Earth, gold is an important resource with a lot of applications. In addition to being used as jewelry, gold is also used in most electronic devices because of its first-class electrical conductivity. In addition, gold is easy to laminate and spin. Because of this, gold is used in nanotechnology to create superior technological devices for modern comfortable life. Therefore, it is not uncommon for aliens with the ability to travel through space and time to need gold more than anything else. Gold is also used as an energy source with thermoelectric properties. It can be heated and directly converted into electricity. It's clean and useful energy. Gold can reflect infrared rays, which are invisible to the human eye, but it interacts with us through thermal forms. Infrared radiation interacts with molecules, making them move faster, which makes us feel hotter. So gold is a good shield because of its laminatability. With these superior properties, gold easily becomes a thin, but effective and extremely durable shield. Additionally, gold is indestructible. Ancient civilizations used this material thousands of years ago. On their statues and constructions, everything was made of gold, plated with gold. All these artifacts still exist today, despite thousands of years of history. Sitchin shows that the Anunnaki people came from another planet in the solar system with an elliptical orbit with a period of 3,600 years. In inscriptions and texts, the Sumerians mentioned a planet called Nibiru, which belonged to the solar system and was called Planet X by scientists. It is not known whether this planet is the home of the Anunnaki people or not. Returning to the matter, the minerals and resources on this planet were exhausted, especially gold. So they came to Earth to find gold and bring it home. According to the ancient alien theory, the Anunnaki genetically modified primitive humans to create a powerful workforce, helping them find gold faster. The Anunnaki created the human race as their slaves. According to Zecharia Sitchin, the Adamu people were the first modern human race. They were created by the Anunnaki and 450,000 years ago, by mixing the DNA of the Anunnaki race itself with prehistoric human genes and forming a workforce to do their will. According to the theorists who specialize in ancient aliens, this is absolutely indisputable, not a fabricated story. If one reads the Bible and ancient history carefully, one would question whether Adam and Eve were the first transformed people the Anunnaki had created. Comparing the similarities between the Jewish scriptures and those recorded by the Sumerians, it was found that not only the stories, but also the language had similarities. Can they come from one origin? One thing we can know is that Adam is Hebrew, meaning man, and Adamu to the Sumerians means the first man enslaved by the Anunnaki. Is there a connection here or just a coincidence of history? Some African civilizations believe that extraterrestrials visited Earth 10,000 years ago. For example, the Zulu legend always talks about a time when visitors from the stars came to mine gold and other natural resources, minerals mined by the slaves created by the first humans. In particular, an interesting thing that we can see that the mineral deposits of southern Africa have been exploited for hundreds of thousands of years or even longer. So who exploited them? Is it primitive? This is hard to explain. That is the evidence of the existence of the Anunnaki or not, proving Zecharia Sitchin's theory right. Did the Anunnaki belong only to ancient mythology? Or were they real aliens who visited ancient Earth? What do you think? Is there enough evidence to prove the theory of the existence of aliens? It's all up to you.